Hello friends, you're watching Yachts on Wheels and my name is Alexander. Today I'll review what is perhaps Adria's longest trailer, the Adora 753 UC. It's got 7 beds, hydronic heating, heated floors, a separate bathroom and a lot of space. It's a very interesting model. I'm interested in what you think about it, so let's take a closer look. Let's talk about the general characteristics of this trailer. The Adora models are in the upper middle class of Adria trailers. Only the Alpina models are better. The Altea and Aviva models are simpler. 753 refers to the internal length of the trailer in centimeters. According to tradition, the letters U and C also mean something. The U refers to the queen-size bed in the back that we'll see inside, and the C refers to the dining area that's in the shape of the letter C. And we will see that inside too. The front door is made by the company Hartal with a window so you can see who's come to visit you. It is locked by a key. The sticker tells us that this is the Scandinavian edition. That means that this model has heated floors, hydronic heating, and some other features that are required by the Scandinavian market of trailers and motorhomes. Next up, along the right side, we have the 220-volt hookup, windows for each of the single beds, one above the other, and the main window for what we'll call the master bedroom. As I'm sure you've already noticed, this trailer is built on a double-axle BPW frame. BPW is an excellent Alco manufacturer, which are the most common frames we find on trailers. Also, in this configuration, we have Adria branded alloy wheels, and what's interesting is that there's this piece that covers the upper part of the wheels, and when you attach the tent, it will have a special cover which will completely cover the wheels and fit into this groove to completely close off the space so that the wind won't blow into your tent. On the left side, we have a lot of windows. This is the main bedroom, the bathroom. Here we see the maintenance hatch for the toilet, the fridge vents, the kitchen window, and the living room window. And down below here is a hatch for storage. Since this is the Scandinavian version, it will be convenient to put your skis, snowboards, and maybe even your shoes in here. There are also additional radiators from the all-day heating system in here, which can dry your things after a day in the mountains. In the morning you wake up and everything is already dry. Here we have all the classic features. The trailer jack with a wheel, a cable to connect to your vehicle, a very big handbrake handle, which is easy to pull up. It does take a little effort to lower it, but overall everything is pretty simple. All this looks impressive, but we must understand that this trailer weighs 1.8 metric tons. It's nothing like a 750 kilogram Aviva. Here under the hood we have a propane tank and a place for a second one, a hose with a pressure regulator, a leakage sensor, so if you suspect a leak, you can check here. There's also a crank handle to extend your landing jacks when you're parked, and I see that there's a lug wrench here. It's a telescopic lug wrench to give you more leverage, so you can easily replace a wheel if needed. There's also a cassette hidden here for collecting wastewater. You put it under the drain, and when it's completely filled, you close it tightly and take it to the waste disposal at your campsite. That's about it. It's important to note that this space is ventilated, so in the case of any leakage from the propane tanks, all the gas will come out and nothing terrible will happen. So we'll close this compartment with the key and go to get acquainted with the interior. Welcome inside. The entrance here has an insect screen, and up above we have the central control unit. It has a very simple dial that allows us to check the water levels and the charge of the batteries. There's an indicator to tell us if the water pump is on or off, and it shows us that we are currently connected to an external 220 volt power source. To the right, we have the all-day heating system control panel. This is a hydronic heating system. Many of you already know the difference between Truma blown air heating and all-day hydronic heating. The latter is more pleasant in terms of heating the space. It doesn't make any noise and gives a more pleasant heat, and in my opinion it retains heat longer when the heating system is turned off because the liquid in the system still gives off some heat for some time. Next up, I really like the decision to have the wardrobe by the entrance. There are special hinges that allow you to open the door to almost 180 degrees. As soon as you come in, you can hang up your coat and put your shoes on the shelf. Then you're ready to go into the living room and sit down at the table. Under the seat by the entrance, there's also a box where you can put your footwear, and later we'll see some parts of the electrical system there too. Next we have a small wardrobe where you can store clothes or things that you might need outside. I think it would even be appropriate to put shoes in here, considering the trailer sleeps 6 to 7 people. That's probably why these shelves are here in the first place. Since we're already in the living room, there is a mount here for a TV. It has a rather large swing radius, so you can watch the TV in the living room just as you're looking at me now. Or you can turn the screen toward the bedroom. But this is probably a temporary solution. If you like to watch TV as you fall asleep, then of course it would be better to install a second TV in the sleeping area. And here is a large wardrobe. There's a decent amount of space to hang your outerwear up here. And down below there's a box which houses the all-day hydronic boiler. It doesn't require any maintenance, so all we have here is the emergency shutoff valve for the gas that's going to this unit and a drain valve from the water supply system. It's important that this wardrobe is very warm, since this is the Scandinavian edition, so you can safely hang your wet clothes in here after a day in the snow, for example, and it will dry right in there. Opposite the wardrobe, we have the kitchen. It has an unusually large countertop, so you could put your dishes over here to dry after you wash them. And this lid that covers the sink can function as a cutting board. The standard stovetop here has 3 elements. I would say that it's nice to have 3 burners. For example, one morning I made coffee on the small burner, porridge on another, and sausages on the third. It was nice that I could do it all at the same time. It has a piezo ignition, 3 knobs for the elements, and all the necessary safety features. I mean, there are sensors that will turn off the gas if the flame goes out. It's important to note that in this configuration there is a hood fan. You can turn it on and off by flipping the switch. The LED backlight here can be turned on or off with this switch. And there are a lot of drawers that are really quite big. The cutlery tray here moves. All the drawers have soft close slides. The second drawer is also a decent size. You'll be able to fit many different things in here. And down below, I suggest you store pans or pots or other large dishes. The drawer on the left is a perfect size to store boxes here with porridge, cereal, and anything that can be quickly cooked in a motorhome. Up above, there are two more compartments. One of them has a pre-installed microwave, and the second one here is a completely empty one. It's good for light items like bread. You shouldn't store anything heavy in the overhead compartments, though. The refrigerator with a separate freezer here will run on gas or on electricity, either 12 or 220 volts. Now, welcome to the living room. As usual, it's very nice and comfortable in here. About 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 people can sit here on the bench seats, and you could also put chairs on the other side of the table. Here we have a very pleasant fabric with leather trim. All the windows have mosquito nets and curtains that you can open and close. One of Adria's unique features is this panoramic sunroof that they call the sky roof. The audio system is quite nice. Despite its small speakers, it gives off some very decent sound. And this light here can be switched on and off. To the right we see a bunch of switches that control the lights, and the bottom switch with the red light is for the in-floor heating. Here, under one of the seats, there is something interesting. There's a spot for a battery. Everything is ready to go. You just put the battery in and hook up the terminal connectors, and the trailer can work off-grid. And the second part of this space can also be used to store some footwear, for example. Here under me, there is also space for luggage. This space can also be accessed from the outside, as we already saw on the left side. Under the seat across from me, there is a 50-liter freshwater tank. That capacity can be increased by adding an additional 70 or even 100 liters of water. The table in this configuration is on a telescopic leg, and you can easily lower it down and you'll have another double bed, and that is how this trailer can sleep 7. Welcome to the bathroom. Here you will find a separate shower that is very large. Of course, it will be heated by a radiator from the all-day heating system. There's good lighting and a towel rack. Everything's basically like your shower at home. I mean, if you have a shower at home. The sink here folds down. There's also a cupboard for toiletries. You could even store towels in here and a cup with your toothbrushes. Well, my friends, now we are moving to the main sleeping area. There are bunk beds here. The lower one doesn't have a limit, but the upper one has a weight limit of 70 kilograms. There's a rail here so that no one falls down. In terms of comfort, the mattresses are nice, and there are windows with mosquito nets and curtains. The only thing I would add is a curtain between the corridor here and the beds, so you could close them off. Under the lower bed there's space for luggage, and right now there are components in there for an extra bed which we can set up at the head of the parents' bed. And here is the master bedroom. It can be separated off here by a special curtain, so even when you're traveling and vacationing in this trailer, you can have your own own space, separate from the children, and you can be in here alone. Here you have several cupboards for personal items, shelves for small accessories, and you can charge your devices using the 220-volt sockets, which are located on one side. There's also lighting at the headboard, and it is very nice that the bed is adjustable, so you can raise your upper body, and in the evening you can read a book and find a comfortable position for you to fall asleep in. At the headboard above the main bed is another bed. Now, it looks like ordinary cupboards, but with a little effort, it turns into a seventh berth. Before the economic crisis, it was popular to buy real estate in Europe, to acquire a summer home in Greece, Croatia, or Montenegro. But as time goes on, more people are deciding against all the troubles of real estate. They don't need to worry then about flooding, repairs being needed, or property taxes being raised. We offer you a more mobile and relaxed travel option that you can use all year round. In the summer, you can visit the Krasnodar region or the southern coast of Crimea. If you want to go abroad, you can easily visit your favorite countries like Bulgaria, Greece, or Italy. This trailer will take you to where you want to spend the summer. In the winter, the Alps, Scandinavian countries, or Karelia are great options. Everywhere you will have your own consistent level of comfort, my friends. You won't have any of the worries and high property taxes inherent to overseas summer homes. You've been watching Yachts on Wheels. My name is Alexander. You can see the technical specifications and the price of this trailer at the link in the description of this video. Until next time, bye-bye.